My name is Jaren Bosmans. I am an advocate for the Wounded Warrior Project. Basically what that is, it's a charitable organization in which that enlists the public to help aid any wounded service member that's been in either Operation Iraqi Freedom or Operation Enduring Freedom. Let me talk about myself. I am myself a veteran. I was both in Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. I did suffer current injuries. I'm blind in my left eye and have a fake knee. I did use the Wounded Warrior Project to gain rehabilitation for both my physical injuries and my mental injuries, and I'm currently an alumni helping other soldiers recover from their traumatic experiences. What am I here to talk about? Well, obviously the Wounded Warrior Project. Since the commencement of the Iraqi War, over 42,000 soldiers have come back with any physical injury, and over 300,000 have been diagnosed with either PTSD or TBI, which is TBI is traumatic brain injury. Because of this, that's how the Wounded Warrior Project got its start. A couple of friends who were also veterans, who also had been injured in the line of duty, decided to help their fellow soldiers by creating a free organization to comfort these veterans. What they mostly do, they try to help any soldier, both not only in the physical and mental, but they also try to provide economic empowerment, which is when soldiers who have come back from the war who are injured, they more than likely lose their jobs, and their job, the job of the Wounded Warrior Project is to help them find their way back into normal life, to help them find jobs, to give them their life back. And they also have an alumni program, which I'm a part of. It's just people who help other soldiers. Now, what can you do to help? Well, Allstate is really for the community, as a company you guys are. You have the Helping Hands, you have Teens Against Drunk Driving, you have Moms Against Drunk Driving, Moms Against Teen Pregnancy. So, why would you guys help? Because the men and women of the United States Army are also are going to soon be part of this community again. It seems obvious that you guys would want to help these brave men and women who have helped protect our country. Now, there are a few ways that we could help the Wounded Warrior Project. Some of the easiest would be to make, or not to make, but to suggest to our employees to make their own donations, either in lump sums or to give a percent of their paycheck, 1 to 15%, to the Wounded Warrior Project, or to have it mandatory that all employees must work at least 2 service hours for the Wounded Warrior Project. But since Allstate is not really located near Wounded Warrior Project headquarters, we would have to be the ones to organize such service projects with help of the Wounded Warrior Project. And what I believe we should actually do, besides just help making our employees help the Wounded Warrior Project, I believe we should put something called a sacrifice center in our headquarters. What a sacrifice center is, it's a fairly large room where the stories of wounded soldiers are written, each of their experiences, how they've dealt with the PTSD, how they've become part of a normal life again. I mean, I don't think we should have one as big as the ones that are put into the Wounded Warrior Project's headquarters, but just enough so that it'll fill up at least somewhat of our lobby. And I'd also like to put at least a few panels in Allstate firms, so that people who come into Allstate looking for insurance of any kind will see that we actually do care about the community. And also on another note, people who do business with us will also see the Wounded Warrior Project room in our front lobby when they come into our building, which will help persuade those who want to help persuade those that it will help persuade those to do business with us to it'll help persuade those that we do business with that we are very caring and thoughtful company. I didn't use this. As you can see right here on this pamphlet, we have examples of other soldiers helping wounded soldiers rehabilitate. Pictures of successful veterans who have gained jobs and blended back into the community. And on the next page we have prosthetic. Oh, I forgot to mention that. The Wounded Warrior Project actually works with big companies like DARPA and other private organizations. They won't give the names of that, but DARPA will give the support to the Wounded Warrior Project and provide advanced prosthetics for any soldiers wanting them. And at the very bottom, these two pictures right here, the two rooms, that's what a sacrifice center really looks like. I wouldn't want to include the body armor since those are mostly personal items, and that'd be kind of rude to whoever donated them. I'm asking Allstate to give their full support to the Wounded Warrior Project. As a veteran, it means a lot to me to help these men and women who have been hurt by the traumas of war. And on your part, it'll look good on to other businesses in your community. You guys will be able to improve your image. Not to say that's bad, but to improve your image even further. And just by putting the Sacrifice Center, you can show even further support to the men and women of this country. Any questions?
For wounded warriors, is like prosthetic limbs, is that like, I guess it's free to them, or like, yeah?
Yeah, every prosthetic is free to anyone who needs one.
Where would the 1 to 15% of the paychecks and the personal donations, where would that be going to once it reaches you?
Well, out of the 1 to 15% of, what you mean to me personally or to the company itself?
To the company.
Okay. Well, that 1 to 50% of that paycheck, that'll go straight to the company, and then 68% of that 1 to 50% will go to the soldiers who need that, and the other 32% will go to the company to help keep it running.
Okay.
So what is your vision for the future? Where do you want this to be in the next couple of years?
Well, I want everyone to acknowledge the Wounded Warrior Project as something that is more helpful. Because most people in the, not most people, some people are against the war and just kind of push the soldiers who have been hurt aside. And the Wounded Warrior Project helps bring them back up. And you don't really have to like war to be part of this project. It's helping fellow human beings. It's helping them gain their humanity back. And I'm hoping that in the next 10 to 15 years, this becomes a part of the military, and the military will actually use this as their own rehabilitation center.
Would you like us to have our employees give at least 1%? Is that what the goal
Yeah,
is?
that's the minimum, at least
Okay.
1%. And I wouldn't go any higher than 15% since that starts to get a little more and it becomes harder for people to actually make their own living.
So are you saying that we as a company would make them give 1% or they would decide?
Well, they would decide. The only thing that actually is mandatory for them to do would be the 2 service hours.
Okay,
But they can decide to either give 1 to 50% to that or to actually just make a lump sum donation to the actual project itself.
so you're just asking for the service hours and then to give them the option of donating more
Yes.
money?
What do they do for their service hours?
They will do a lot of advocacy work with the Wounded Warrior Project. They'll go to bases and go to the hospitals or go to veteran hospitals and just work with the injured veterans. Any other questions? Well, thank you for your time. Yeah.